The final image of Bad Sisters Season 1 was unabashed joy. Anne Maria Duff's character, Grace, a woman worn translucent by her abusive husband, JP, and the aftermath of his well-deserved murder, threw off her clothes and leapt into the sea with her sisters. Swimming at Dublin's 40-foot was a Garvey family tradition that JP, rightly dubbed the Prick, had stopped Grace from joining. Now that she was free of him and his violent, coercive control, she could finally swim again. It was beautiful. The final image of Bad Sisters Season 2, Episode 2 feels like a baffling betrayal of that happy ending. Instead of a woman joyfully leaping back to life, we see her car flipped onto its roof and the Gardaí wordlessly deliver her teenage daughter to her sister Eva, Sharon Horgan, who howls in pain. Eva has cared for her 4 younger sisters since their parents died decades ago in, what else? A car accident. To kill off Grace in the same way, not 2 years after she finally returned to life? The world can be that cruel, but does TV drama have to be, too? Perhaps Grace will survive the accident and the Garvey sisters will, eventually, be whole again. If not, then it's very hard not to wish that Apple TV Plus had nixed the whole idea of a second season, and those 5 women were still out there splashing and shrieking with laughter in the freezing Irish Sea. Yes, Grace was a killer, but no TV character has been less mourned than Claes Bang's sadistic, conniving rapist JP. Whatever punishment Grace did or didn't deserve, it wasn't this. The same logic can be used to reason away the nagging suspicion in Episode 1 that Grace's whirlwind new husband, Ian, Owen McDonnell, isn't good news. Forgive the cynicism if this turns out to be wide of the mark, but thanks to JP, Grace and her daughter are vulnerable. Abusers know to home in on people who've been hurt before. If it turns out that underage Blanet and not Grace is Ian's real target, then what is there to say except to suggest that Bad Sisters writers take some time off to hug some puppies and remember what happiness is? Not that Season 1, which dealt with murder, rape, pregnancy loss, suicide, and coercive control, was happy, but its resolution, the sun that came out after all those clouds, was euphoric. Sisterhood was its enduring theme, the fierce love that burned between the funny, bickering, suffering, but steel-strung Garvey women made you root for them. Of course, they should get away with murder. Nothing could be more morally just. With that canker in their family tree cut out, the Garveys could get on with living. Except, no, they couldn't. A renewal for another run meant that more drama needed to be cooked up, and it duly has been. The flash-forward cold open shows the panicked Garveys, minus Grace, about to dump a mystery body into the sea from the boot of a car. So far, so good. A nice game of who's the corpse for us to play over the 8-episode series. Is that Ian's body wrapped in Becca's cowprint Udi? Is it unhinged oddball Angelica played wonderfully by Fiona Shaw? The next 7 episodes will tell. Everything was shaping up for another exhilarating go-round with the Garveys, and then Grace's accident happened. A character who'd suffered so much that her sisters were willing to kill to bring her back to them was handed even more suffering, as were her sisters and her perhaps now orphaned daughter.